take the takeaway session, which will help you. What are the ways to get into that data science? How Aegis and IBM will help you to get into that particular vertical. Quickly, I'll take 10 minutes of yours. And then we'll jump straight away to the questions you guys are asking. Keep asking the question. And meanwhile, listen to the talk I'll be taking. Okay, so I'll quickly share my screen. Give me a moment. Let me share my screen. Okay, so here we go. So I'll straight away jump to that part. How do I enter? Though already Mr. Daheria has already given the entire glimpses to you, I'll quickly recap these points if you have missed. Some of you have joined us in as well. So how do you enter into this field? This is the major concern of most of the individuals who are out there. And so I'll skipping that slide. These are the industry collaborations we already have discussed earlier, like NVIDIA, Amazon, UBTech, IBM, they partnered with us. Now this is what you guys are looking forward to, because some of you have asked how to go ahead, how to apply for the internship or the different positions that we are hiring. So you can definitely, we are hiring globally and pan-India. So even I appeal to the GNIT institution as well. So the who are, reach out to us. You can directly reach out to us at cmc@aegis.edu. You have Nimit's number, my coordinates as well. We are hiring. You can also write to me also, that my email ID is ritin.j@aegis.edu.in. We are hiring on different verticals, different positions for the MUNI campus, a separate vertical that we have got, that we have already discussed. Data science delivered, it's a consulting vertical we have got. We are hiring for various projects, candidates for Android development, and who knows, like Java, .NET, whatever technologies you know. If you know that R, Python, machine learning, we are hiring on different positions altogether. So this is one takeaway. Looking forward to get into that vertical. We are hiring. Have this skill sets. Another point, okay, so in case, like most of you have asked, like whether you, it is good to go for higher studies, like Dr. Kulkarni has very well mentioned that certainly. So we need somebody where a lighthouse who will always do guide us. We need a mentor who can guide us throughout our whole path. What is right, what is not, what is wrong. And so this is where you can look for the higher studies. You can look for the program that we offer, like master's program in data science or completely AI or cybersecurity. You can also look forward for the programs, but we have come across brilliant programs like masters in data science by New York University, Berkeley as well. Amazing programs, these what we have come across. These are the options always. If you have an eager or that just to go forward to higher studies, very much, you can look for these options. You can look for this program, that is a postgraduate program, masters in cybersecurity, completely applied master's program into cybersecurity as well, because this area is already grooming like anything. We'll take some questions. Somebody had asked about the role of data scientists in cybersecurity. So that was a very exciting question. We'll take that question once I'm done with the session, under 5 minutes down the line. So it's an 11-month program, guys, and it's a full-time on-campus program, and it's starting from 28th September. Any bachelor degree candidates can apply for this. First, you have to fill the online application, based out of which one aptitude test would be conducted, after which followed by the interview, and then admission offer would be given. If you have Nimit, could you please share that details about our chat? We are sending the details to you guys over chat. Go through that details about the program, or simply you can go to www.muniversity.mobi/programs, and you will get tons of programs that we offer. So it's a full-time program, but considering the pandemic situation, we are offering this full-time live interactive program. We are the only institution in the entire globe who is offering that live interactive full-time program, where you do not have to go out from your home and sitting at your home, like Dr. Kulkarni has very well explained, by different technologies. It was as good as sitting on the classroom and getting the exposure on these technologies. So this is how the live interactive with the classes will be held. This is again 11-month program. Classes will be held 5 to 6 days a week. We are starting this program on 10th September. Any bachelors can apply for this program. Process is the same. You can take the snapshot, you will get more idea on that. This is a certification participants will get, that is jointly offered and delivered by IBM and Aegis, that is globally accepted as a master's globally. One can also look for the short-term programs in cybersecurity. That option is very much available. This is the another program which you can look forward to, which is a postgraduate program in data science, business analytics, and big data, because the talk is today session is all about data science and AI and machine learning. You can look forward for this master program in data science, business analytics, and big data offered by IBM. 11-month program. It's a completely full-time on-campus Mumbai and Bangalore and Pune. We have the premises, but we offer the full-time on-campus program in Mumbai and Bangalore. And starting date is 24th September. Any bachelor degree, even the MBA graduates, economics graduates, mechanical graduates, electrical engineer, anybody. So somebody had asked that question earlier. I can recollect because I was reading all the questions that you have asked. Very interesting question. Individuals has asked what sort of attributes one should have if somebody would be looking forward to data science or AI vertical. So basic thing is that you have to have a graduation degree. Also, you have to have that much of logical reasoning capabilities and your analytical reasoning capability. This is what is precisely look forward to, and the exposure on mathematics, irrespective of the domain or maybe the area you are coming from. So this is the eligibility criteria. Online application is required to apply for this program. Test would be conducted, followed by the interview, and then the admission will be given if you get through and shortlisted. Nimit, please share the links for this full-time on-campus program. But again, now this pandemic has arisen. We are not very much prepared for that pandemic, how reacting, what the market will be. So that's why we have launched this full-time postgraduate program, again, masters in data science, business analytics, and big data. We offer again with IBM. And again, as I mentioned, we are the only institution in the entire globe who is offering this online, live interactive, full-time program where you do not have to go out from your houses. You can apply for this program and get the benefit out of it. It's a complete 11-month program, and we are starting the program on 7th September. It is the same what I discussed earlier. Process is also the same. If you need to know a deeper dive, what the program would be all about, and precisely what we are covering up in this program, like you might have got some idea from these two sessions that the base of that data science, machine learning, it's all about mathematics. So we start the program, the core courses, if I talk about that, starts from your statistics and probability, then goes up to your advanced statistics, your Python, your machine learning, different types of machine learning techniques that you will be learning. And machine learning is nothing at the end, at the back end, it's all about mathematics, your classification, your clustering, example given by Dr. Kulkarni, your linear regression, logistic regression. This is all what comes under machine learning as well. So we are covering different types of machine learning techniques, like machine learning using R, machine learning using Python, machine learning using TensorFlow, machine learning using Spark MLive, machine learning using Scala, machine learning using Microsoft over Azure, machine learning on AWS, different techniques of machine learning we do train the participants on. Then your natural language processing, your deep learning is a core part of the program we offer. Then different visualization tools like TableView, ClickSense. It's a complete holistic data science program that we cover up. Okay, so this is the participants they will get once they complete that program, jointly offered and delivered by IBM and Aegis. If you guys have that inclination to go or take a deeper dive only into robotics, computer vision, and AI and machine learning, you can look forward for this program, which is a postgraduate program, applied AI, machine learning, and deep learning. Both ways, it's a on campus, and considering this COVID situation, we are offering live interactive full-time program for the freshers, and for the full-time program for those who are looking for to leave their job and join the full-time program, and there are working professionals as well. So we have the participation across the globe. I was very glad to see in the morning, and still we have the individuals from Middle East and in African countries as well, and UAE as well, and your US as well. There are individuals. If you are working, so we have executive models as well. So Nimit, could you please share the details? You have the details with you. Please share the links so that it's an executive model, which will be Saturday and Sunday for working professionals. One should have minimum 1 year of experience in the executive model. But since most of the individuals are fresher and who are at the final year and who are completing, they can look forward for the full time. This is how, and this is the certification, again, jointly offered and delivered by IBM and Aegis, globally accepted. Soon, this September coming, maybe by this month end or my first week of August, we are launching this program globally, which is a full stack development. That is the program for those individuals who are from non-IT background, looking forward to get into the software vertical or IT vertical. This is for them. We are launching soon in the month of September. Eligibility criteria, one should have the BTech graduation degrees, or you should have a graduation degree with you. And any individual from any stream, any vertical, they can come and join that program. Process will be the same. And we are offering another takeaway, guys, which I would like to give you. MUni Campus, So you can download that MUNI Campus from your Play Store. That is very much available. So many courses are listed there. You can download and apply for these courses. Some of the courses are free of cost, just like you will get on Coursera, Udemy, and edX. Somebody has asked about the takeaways, how somebody can take a baby step. So start learning, starting from the mathematics, brush up your base on statistics. There are so many courses available on MUNI Campus. You can download these courses. Also, there are so many exciting workshops and meetups. We keep coming with the top-notch best brains across the globe, and then that information will be available on that particular MUNI Campus, which you can register. And most of these sessions, there is no commercial obligation, because we always believe in creating the ecosystem. So this is how the MUNI will help you. I can appeal to your institution. I believe that we have got certain nominations for the AGBA. There is an institution who are registered under your institution. We have got the applications from that for this phase 2 AGBA National Talent Hunt. This is another platform where you can reach out to us, to the institution I'm talking that, and the candidates as well. If you apply for this AGBA National Talent Hunt, there are so many benefits participants they will get. And for the institution and for the participants, if you get that award, it is a sheer moment of pride, honor, and rejoice, which we all will cherish throughout your entire life. Because that event is a global event. We will be going absolutely live across the globe. And this is how for the coming. So we will soon starting off with the nominations. We can apply for that AGBA National Talent Hunt. This was the glimpses of the last phase 1 last year, because at that time there was no pandemic, no COVID-19. So at that time we received around more than 7,000 applications on pan-India basis, including your top tier 1 institution, with 2 institutions, 3 institutions on pan-India basis, out of which 20 brilliant candidates have got that opportunity, who have been awarded on that AGBA National Talent Hunt or the on 27th February. These individuals, they were awarded by Honorable Minister of Labor and Transport Ministry and MSME, Shri Nitin Gadkari ji. Also, Anil Sahasrabudhe ji was also there, who was the chairman of AICTE. So these proud individuals got the awards. Also, the second phase we have just completed last June. Again, we have got this time 10,000 applications. For this pandemic, all the institutions, they have given tremendous response. Out of these 10,000 applications, we have got 20 such brilliant candidates they have got, who are the flag bearers of this AGBA Talent Hunt. They have been given that scholarship. They have been awarded by Dr. Vincerf, the father of internet. So I appeal all of you guys, because we'll be soon opening up the nominations for the another AGBA. So you can go to that www.award.com, or you can search Aegis Graham Bell Award. You will get the entire details on the websites. So we provide various financial aids to the individuals. So we do not let any financial constraint to come on the participants' way. 10% to 100% scholarship, which is a financial aid we provide for various full-time programs that we offer. We are the registered candidates at GRE, GMAT, and we accept these scores as well. Loans are also available for the participants who are looking forward to finance that program. Career Management Center is very much there, who always look forward to provide you the best of the opportunities. So these are the major recruiters who always do come and recruit from us, be it IBM, PwC, Accenture, Deloitte, Reliance, Ernst & Young, Ford, Mercedes, Suzlon Energies, and whatnot. So we are among the institution who always do cherish that moment. Like you must have heard about day 0 placements that typically happens in IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, IIS Kolkata, IIT Kharagpur, who always do cherish that day 0 placements. Mean maximum number of companies, they come on day 0 and they picked up the candidates. That was the highlight for the last batch. Typically the day 0, we have around 57 plus companies have come. Average package went 14.25 and highest was around 22 lakhs. So this is how the placement has given to the candidates. Again, a takeaway for you guys, big time takeaway. So subscribe your Aegis TV. There are a lot of sessions available. Most of you guys are asking about these sessions. There are tons of, again I repeat, there are tons of exciting sessions from those best of the brains across the globe, through which you will get the entire benefit. Some of you are asking about the presentation. I was continuously watching your chats, but there are a lot of such exciting sessions which is available on Aegis TV that will be fueling up your hunger. If you have that inquisitiveness, know more about the data science, if you want to quench your thirst, there is a lot of videos which is available free of cost. Subscribe, and also we are keep coming with various exciting panel discussions, workshops, hackathons, which you can very much come and register to Aegis TV. Subscribe yourself. Another thing you can subscribe, already I will recap that thing. So you can subscribe to that page we have got that is called datasciencegyan.com at Facebook. I'll hold on that slide, take the snapshot, jot it down on your pen and paper, subscribe to that channel. You will be flooded with the information on the events, the upcoming hackathons, workshops that we keep conducting, and various informative sessions that will be fueling your hunger to know more and more about that data science. Okay, so this was it was happening few months back, but again, still we have 80 plus candidates attending that session. So thanks to the technology, thanks to the technology what we are using, because of which there is no social distancing. The motive is getting solved to get learn, unlearn, and relearn. This is what we always believe in. So this is already happening. So now you can also download these white paper. Already we have mentioned that. And again, hold on that screen, take the snapshot. You will get more insights because Deloitte is our knowledge partner. With them, we have published various white paper. This will also give you an idea where data science is moving. This will also help you in terms of getting the understanding about various aspects of data science you're heading to. Download these white paper that is available on Google, search it on Google, you will get that. So this is the best time where we are at our home. Invest in your, so that you will have to get more exposure on that technologies. Now we'll get into the questions part. This is me. I'll leave you with my coordinates as well, and we'll start taking your questions one by one. Amazing, very exciting questions that you guys have asked. We'll try to resolve most of your questions. So you can also reach out to me if you would have any questions. My email ID, and you can directly reach out to me on my direct official number, that is 9022177010, and my teammates number as well. Okay, so let's get into this part. If you would have any questions, sir, we can open for questions.
Yeah. So I think going from bottom, there was one question by a research scholar, Priyanka. She's a research scholar doing PhD in AI. I want information how our institute can help research scholars. So Priyanka, you can, as a research scholar, your objective, your major task is to do research, and since you're doing PhD in AI, you can do either join full time with Aegis. We are hiring research scholars, postdocs. You will be working under senior professors like Dr. Kulkarni. We are doing a lot of research on how to apply AI into education, uh, how to use AI and data science for, say, stopping child trafficking, women trafficking, how to apply AI in terms of combating COVID, how to use AI in cancer. So we are, and a lot of research we are doing in education. So you're most welcome. You can send CV, uh, get in touch with Ritin and we'll schedule your interview. And we also pay to research scholars.
Full time because most of them
I hope we can really take this question further offline. The another question somebody has asked that she has done MBA in finance. Is this program will be useful to her? But let's understand what is the objective of MBA. So so the objective of MBA is to primarily help organizations to optimize their resources, to improve their sales, to manage their HR, to manage their operations, their marketing, and as a leader, as a management graduate, as a management leader, you will be taking decisions primarily on data, not only on your guts. And when we say you have experience of say 20 years in marketing, you are actually you have collected the data of 20 years. Now, the way business is going, so in business you cannot take any more decisions based on the guts. You have to take decisions based on the data. So it is becoming very important for everybody, whether you're in HR, whether you're in finance, marketing, operations, you need to learn the data science to really take a better decision. Let me give you a concrete example. The role of a marketeer is to tell you which product need to be sold, which market, what price. Now, let's take a case of e-commerce site like eBay or Flipkart or Amazon. This kind of insight data scientists are giving. For example, you gave advertisement related to OnePlus in Times of India. People visited on Amazon and they eventually bought say Oppo or say Motorola or maybe iPhone. Now this kind of insight who will be providing you this kind of insight? This kind of insight will be provided to you by data scientists. So slowly and gradually, data scientists are taking over the role of marketeers, marketing guys. And in last 6 years, 5 years, we have seen roughly around 10 to 15% of our students, they come from MBA background. They've already done their MBA and they're product of IIM, University of Surrey, SPGen, a lot of institutions. Uh, One of our proud alumni, who's the head of data science in TCS, he's MTech and from IIT Delhi, he's MBA from IIM Ahmedabad, and he did his data science program, right? So we have students those who have roughly 15% students who have already done MBA, irrespective of the field. Since you have done MBA in finance, banks are using data science and AI to really stop credit card fraud. Fintech companies are using AI and data science to really give loans to those who do not have a bank account and they don't have any kind of credit history. That's where the AI and data science is fueling this whole area. Hope I am able to really answer your question. You can also search AI and data science in say fintech. We had a conference, one day whole day conference, wherein also I have delivered a talk about how AI and data science is being used in finance, other than a lot of other experts. Do go to this channel, Aegis YouTube, youtube.com/Aegis TV, and search, and you will find a lot of expert videos. Right. Uh, there is another interesting question somebody has asked, that what is the difference between data engineering and data science? Now, uh, data, so let me give you an analogy. Just like, for example, the home you're living in, there is a foundation. And based on, and top of that foundation, your house is built.
No, aquí sí.
Now, likewise, in a data science or AI domain, you have to have, so AI and data science, by this time now you must have understood that it is built on the data. So you need a data repository, you need a data foundation on which data scientists can really, or business analysts, data analysts can really analyze the data and bring insight and give suggestions to the organizations or top stakeholders. AI guys can really build, say, AI products on top of that. So data engineer's job is to build this robust data infrastructure, right? And they're extremely good in Java. They're extremely good in traditional database systems like SQL, MySQL, right? They're good on MongoDB, Hadoop, right? So their job is to build data infrastructure. They are also expert on data warehouse technologies. And on cloud environment, they are extremely good in creating data lakes, and their job is to really give a quality, clean data for data scientists to build models, to do further analysis and give exposure to AI guys to really build a good product. So that is what the difference between data scientists and data engineers. However, say in North America, you will find separate roles. Data engineers are separate, data scientists are separate. But countries like India, data scientists also need to really know a bit about data engineering, and that's the reason in our data science program we are teaching Hadoop and Spark. Right? We are also teaching SQL. Why I'm saying so? Because majority of the companies in India do not have the data infrastructure. And to give you idea, we took a consulting assignment with a company called Eon Infotech. This is a leading ISP based in Bombay. And they approached us, they wanted us to really solve a churn prediction problem. Churn prediction problem is essentially to identify which customer is going to leave and when they will leave and why they will leave. Just like a lot of you were using Vodafone Ideas or Airtel service, now you have switched to Jio, and this is called churn. And churn is an old use case for banks or telecom companies. Now we heard their problem and we visited their infrastructure and we saw that they do not have the data infrastructure. So first we build a data infrastructure using cloud, Hadoop and Spark on a cloud. And once the data infrastructure was built, we did a visualization using ClickSense. And after 9 months, we started the machine learning project, which is essentially a churn prediction project. Now imagine if we were not aware about the data engineering, right? We would have not been able to really execute that project. So in major and practical senses, wherever you will be doing a job, you'll find that you need to know some bit of a data engineering aspect as well, because garbage in and garbage out. So your models will not work if you're really not good at data engineering aspect, right? What is the fees of the program? Ritin, you would like to take this question?
Okay, so the fee would be, what's his name? Who is asking that?
Rohit.
Rohit. So Rohit, the full-time program fee, considering the scope situations I mentioned that we are offering the live interactive programs as well. So we are offering this program on a very affordable now currently. The live interactive program fee would be around 2 lakhs plus taxes. And the full-time program, on-campus program, for Mumbai location, the fee would be 6.5 lakhs plus taxes. And Bangalore, that is 5.5. But considering this COVID situation, we are offering this program, whether it's cybersecurity, whether it's data science, or maybe AI program, the fee is 2 lakhs plus taxes, the live interactive full-time program. And if you are the executive, if you're already working, if you're looking forward to get into the executive mode of delivery, the fee for this program is 1.5 lakhs plus taxes for executive. But for that, you have to have the experience also, minimum 1 year at least.
Okay, so a lot of students, they have asked questions. I am civil engineer, I am mechanical engineer. Let's understand, data science is not equal to software development. So it does not matter whether you have coding skills or not, right? It does not matter whether you have come from BCom background, mathematics background, biology background, right? Whichever background you're coming, if you can solve a problem, if you have a problem solving approach, you can become a data scientist. One of the most important characteristics which data scientists need to have, their intuitiveness, right? And as the title word itself says that it is data scientist. Scientist's job is to really keep on really doing experimentation. It is an iterative process, right? Nobody says that nobody declare that I have become a scientist. It is a journey. You will keep on doing the experimentation. You will keep on improving the model performance. Now coming back based on the data, we have roughly around 70% of students, those who join our program, they do not have any experience in terms of writing a code. They have never written a single line of code in their life. They come from BCom, they come from civil engineering, they come from mechanical, chemical, they come from BBA, MBA background. And all of them, they have been able to learn Python because Python is one of the major tools for doing machine learning and data science, right? You can also do data science with Excel. Right? So Python is, since it is a modern language, it is hardly takes like a month or 2 months time to really learn a Python. And Python has got a lot of inbuilt libraries, right? So don't get intimidated that it is a command line base. It's a very powerful tool. And once you compare Excel sheet and say Python, you'll realize that Python is much more powerful and you can really do work in much faster fashion. So to sum up your question, that yes, you can become data scientist irrespective of your background. We have students, those who like one of our student alumni, she was a BCom student and she got the best employee award in Eclipse, right? One of our students from Delhi University, he's a BCom student and 4 years back, he got the highest package in campus, right? We have students from civil and mechanical engineer, those who are working successfully in companies, right? So, and if you come from mechanical background or civil background, you understand the domain. So, if you come from mechanical background, most likely companies like those who are working in manufacturing, those who are working in automobile, they are more likely to really hire you because you understand the domain aspect, right? Now, there is a question, Fahad, is there any difference between different models of online versus on-campus and executive? Fahad, these are the three different models of delivery. There is no difference in terms of a curriculum. So so we follow North American credit structure. So in North America, any degree, master's degree is measured in credit units. So any to qualify a degree as a master's degree, it has to be minimum 36 credit hours. Our program is 45 credit hours. Europe, it is roughly around 90 credit hours. So, so our program, we follow the international credit structure. Our program is minimum 45 credit hours. You can acquire 50, you can acquire 54. Each course is typically of 1.5 credit unit to 3 credit unit. Sometimes it is 6 credit unit. 1 credit unit is equivalent to 10 hours of classroom input. That's how we measure our program. So one there's no difference in the curriculum. Second, there's no difference in the faculty. So where is the difference? The difference comes primarily. So the online executive program is designed for those who are they work 5 days and they have Saturday and Sunday off, so they can attend classes on Saturday, Sunday. And the classes run for the whole day for Saturday, Sunday, right? Now let us come down to full-time online program. Full-time online program started this year only because of considering COVID, because there are almost 2 million students, they're locked down in their home and they cannot really visit Bombay or Bangalore. And we are quite uncertain about the future. So what this program is the same replica of our successful program of full-time on-campus program, which we run in Bombay and Bangalore. But people are pretty apprehensive whether they can really visit Bombay and Bangalore. So you can offer this program. This is also minimum 45 credit unit program, wherein the classes will be weekdays. So you will have a classes 5 to 6 days every day, right? From a morning to evening, you have 1 or 2 classes in a day, followed by a lab session. You will be doing a lot of projects, like you're building a chatbot, you will be building facial recognition, you will build recommender system, you'll do churn prediction for leading telcos, right? You will build some facial recognition system using Tensor Lite on mobile phone. You will build some predictive models in education. So there are a lot of projects you'll do. You'll do data analysis part. So this is very much applied and goes deeper into the theory. You'll be exposed to linear algebra, statistics, probability, Python, R, machine learning on scikit-learn. You will be exposed to, say, deep learning framework like TensorFlow. You'll be exposed to visualization tool like IBM Cognos, since IBM is our partner. You'll be exposed to Tableau. And on the domain expertise side, you can pick up electives like financial analytics or HR analytics or retail analytics or operations analytics. So these are the areas which will really give you the edge on the domain side. So we have full-time program and we have weekend program. In full-time program, we have two models: on-campus model, wherein you will be coming to Bombay and Bangalore. And the other one is you don't have to come to on campus, you can do it online. And if market opens up, for example, in January, February, the vaccine releases out and the disease settles down and you feel confident, your parents allows you, you can transfer your online program into on-campus program in Bombay and Bangalore. We take 2 sessions in a year. One is September, the other one is we take in February, right? So hope this detailed explanation really helps you.
There are questions individuals are asking privately. I got some messages. They might have not given it to the.
Okay. What are the major domains related to project are available in Aegis where your faculties have the good research? So major research is primarily we have a center for good for education and data science for good, primarily for stopping child and women trafficking. So our major focus area is in education. So we are currently applying AI and data science into finding course recommendation, finding elective recommendation, doing the best next action, right? Learners analytics is area. Live proctoring is the another area. Finding the predictability or measuring the student outcome. So these are the couple of areas we are aggressively working, and we also have access to the live data. So we, as I told you, we also run a company that is a sister concern, that is legally separate entity, and I am involved in that area, and that's called MUNI Campus, wherein hundreds of universities are there, thousands of students are there, and you will be getting access to the live data, and that's very critical for any data science project, right? Because if you don't have the data, you can only think these research ideas in your mind and you will not be able to really do anything. Third area where we are very much focused, that is primarily into applying AI and data science into health. So these are the areas we are working. If you have some other idea, please send us to us, and then we will perhaps evaluate and we will think you of supporting.
So there are certain questions I'm getting on privately. So he's asking, is there any differentiation between the curriculum for the full-time program, which is starting in the month of September, or maybe the executive model, what we are coming up with? So should I take it or you are taking?
So there is no difference in terms of a curriculum. Yes, of course, the full-time on-campus program is much more exhaustive because you're on campus, and that kind of extended program we cannot offer the online, right? Because in online you also have limited say you cannot really be constantly on a computer. So, but the credit unit is the same. On campus, you can opt for unlimited electives. You can take as many as courses. So you can graduate with 60 credit unit or 70 credit unit. And online, the bar is capped only on 45 credit unit for as this point of time, right? Later on, we can really increase. But in online program, you can only acquire 45 credit unit. But in on-campus program, there is no upper limit in terms of really acquiring additional electives. Now, but let me tell you that the kind of electives Aegis is having worldwide, none of the universities is having such a vast list of the electives. I would encourage you, you go over there and then pick up those electives. We were the first institution in Asia which actually introduced natural language processing, Spark into our data science program. 2015, even nobody was teaching deep learning, machine learning into data science. Now, somebody actually asked, I remember a question, how data science and AI is being used in cybersecurity. A very interesting question. I would recommend that you can really go on YouTube and search for my video, wherein I delivered a session of almost 1.5 hours, 2 hours, how machine learning and AI is being used in cybersecurity. To give you a very simple example, which you can really relate, one of the major issue in cybersecurity is that inside rogue is one of the major issue, and there's no technology which can actually stop these inside rogues. And more than 50% of security breach happens from the inside rogue. Inside rogue means inside guy actually gives the password or does the breaching. Now, to analyze the human being, I think we have the ray of hope, which is cyber AI. So AI has a capability that AI can really analyze the huge volume about the human behavior. Let me give you examples. So there is a company in Canada. What they do, they have analyzed the tons of data, how as a user you interact and punch in your password while you are accessing your account, any account on mobile phone. So all of us, we have different habits and we really put different pressure while we are really punching some word. Now, this based on this, they have built up the user behavior, how a user behaves with machine, and they have built up the machine learning model. So imagine that somebody, if I put a gun on your head, you will come under the stress, and once you are in stress, once here, the way you will punch in your user and password, this will be slightly different, and immediately they will be able to find the anomaly. Now, to give you some example which you every day you are facing, if you try to really access your Gmail account other than your mobile phone or a laptop, and if you have activated double authentication, two-factor authentication, Google will ask you to really put up a OTP, because Google knows that this is not the normal behavior. This is not the normal device through which you are accessing your account, right? So it is heavily being used. This actually being identified. Like for example, in last 2-3 months, there is a massive DDoS attacks, botnet attacks, which is coming from China to India, and these attacks are coming from bots. They are not human beings actually. Now, how do you really encounter, how do you really stop these attacks? Because these attacks will be coming from dynamic IP addresses. Now, this is a typical problem. So the simple problem to really stop these attacks, you just pull the cable from the server and shut down all the services, which is not practically possible. And that's the worst case scenario. So what people are trying to really do, build up the machine learning model. So even if the IP addresses are dynamically changing, human mind will not be able to decipher. But machine learning models can really predict which IP addresses, next IP addresses from which attack can really happen. And you can really proactively block those IP addresses in advance. So AI is being used on the both the side, on the protection side. At the same time, the rogue actors, the threat actors, the hacker, they are also using AI tools in terms of really making the attack. And that's really making this space much more challenging. Now today, the guy, those who specialize in cybersecurity, data scientists, those who specialize in cybersecurity, they are the highest paid, by the way. And that's the reason in our cybersecurity master's program, we have included machine learning, Python, deep learning, right? And we have also included IBM QRadar, which even Singapore government is using. Ritin, any other interesting question you have come across which I can answer?
We almost given the answers to most queries. If anybody who are still with us, so guys, if you think that we have any of your question, feel free to ask us. We will love to answer your question.
Felix has one question: which one should go for cybersecurity or data science? Felix, it's all about your interest. If you love cybersecurity, I would recommend go for the cybersecurity. In cybersecurity, anyway, we are teaching machine learning and Python. Because even if you become a data scientist, if you don't understand the cybersecurity domain, you will not be good for that. Because if you don't understand how the network works, what is the network security, what is the cloud security, it will be extremely difficult for you to actually apply that. Because one of the most important things which I told you, that you need to have the domain understanding. Just learning machine learning will not really suffice, right?
Another question
My
I will.
recommendation would be go for cybersecurity and learn all those stuff.
Another question Amar is keep asking, that is for executive program, work experience of any field will work out or any software background. So any field of experience will work out, Amar, as we have already discussed earlier. So one should have that much of logical reasoning capability, analytical reasoning capability. Even if you are from mechanical, because you have not mentioned about your background, even we have already discussed, even a commerce graduate, economics graduate, mechanical graduate, electrical engineers, civil engineers, anybody who have the mathematics background and who have the passion to learn those new technologies, which is a part of Industry 4.0 revolution. So any experience, any field of experience is required, the individuals are eligible for that. This is one question.
To add to that, Amar, please understand, a lot of senior executives, they ask me this question. If we have 10 years experience, 5 years experience, 25 years experience, will our experience will become relevant, irrelevant when we'll join? At what level we'll join? Will we treat it as a fresher? Please understand, all of us, we are data scientists. All of us, we are doing data analysis. Even when dog crosses this, dog analyzes the data. It does the calculation. So we have one of the most important engine, which is our head, and still scientists don't know how this head works. Now, every day we are analyzing the data, irrespective of whichever field you are, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a marketing guy, whether you're an operations guy, right? Whether you're a doctor, whether you're a cleaning worker, whether you are a driver, everybody analyzes the data. So where the difference comes? So as an experienced guy, although you may be carrying the data scientist designation, so you have a junior data scientist, you have associate data scientist, you have a senior data scientist, you have a chief data scientist. These are the multiple variations and data scientists are. But imagine that you have a 15 years experience. Since after 15 years experience, you will also have acquired a lot of skills in terms of how to really manage team. You have also acquired additional skills in terms of really managing the outside client. Third, you also have a huge domain experience. For example, you have worked in marketing for 15 years. So you precisely know what are the problems of the customer, which a junior guy, when he joins, he doesn't understand what is the problem of the customer. He need to really learn that domain parallelly while he's building up the machine learning model. And one of the most important thing is problemization of the problem, right? Companies are, it is easy to find somebody who can build the model, but it is very extremely difficult to find what problem I need to resolve. And that's where those who come with a domain experience, they have the upper hand, right? It is not that you're competing with a fresh guy or a junior guy. So you at a different level, and senior guys may not be required to really do a lot of heavy coding in Python or Hadoop or other stuff. You can really play on your strong competency of managing the clients, managing the team, formulating the problem, but at the same time, you know a little bit of coding, you know how the machine learning works, you know how the deep learning works, right? So that you can also assemble a team. You can put together a team and get the work done, and you can really execute the project, and you can really get the money from the client. It is analogous to consulting industry. So in consulting industry like KPMG, PwC, Deloitte, you have a managing partner, you have a partner, you have a director, you have senior director, you have a manager, right? And then how the hierarchy is. Higher the level you are as a partner or a senior director or a director, your job is to bring the project, right? take the team, get the project work done. And data science is also subset of decision making, decision science, right? For which consulting industry is also there. So irrespective of your experience and irrespective of the duration of the experience, it is a very valuable. It's a very valuable. We have seen candidate, one of the candidates I can really mention, this gentleman was at very advanced age of almost 56 years, and he did migration from US to India. He was in Chennai. He did this executive program, online program, and subsequently he was hired as a like a big data head in Tech Mahindra in Jaipur. Similarly, we also have very senior guy, Mr. Suhash Aldir. Suhash Aldir was on the verge of retirement from Hexaware. He's a IIT Kharagpur product. At the age of 58, he used to wear sport shoes. Every Saturday, Sunday, he used to come attend the classes. Now he's also mentoring our students. And that he motivated so much to me, right? When somebody is about to retire, he learned the whole year. And now he applied the data science skills and AI skills in terms of dynamic pricing for Air Canada. And he has built up a lot of projects, and then he's mentoring students as well. So likewise, we have so many examples. Roughly around 10% of our students, their age is 50 years plus, 10% of our students. So it doesn't matter. If you have a passion, go for it. Higher the experience, better it is, right?
So another question which is coming from Raj Kumar. So he's saying, sir, I have 15 plus years of experience in database and expert SQL and playing a role of data architect. And he's certified in MongoDB and Oracle as well, and Scala as well. So he's interested in ML. So he's asking, please he wants to know that how he can.
What is his name?
Raj Kumar.
Raj Kumar, you are the best candidate. Let me tell you, you already playing data for last 15 years. You understand the data, right? But perhaps you're not aware how the management is actually using that data, right? So you have to really, now this is the best chance that you can really evolve yourself on the higher up in the hierarchy, right? So you can really, based on your experience and understanding this legacy and modern data, you can really move up into the data product development and data analysis, right? This will be intellectually satisfying. One, you will make more money. Second, third, it will give you a lot of satisfaction that yes, you are also into process of decision making based on whatever the data you have been collecting, right? So I think this is, and we have seen a lot of guys. I remember one gentleman, he was managing 1,000 node Hadoop cluster, right? There is a travel company, forgot the name. So he was managing 1,000 node Hadoop cluster, right? And he was expert on warehouse and SQL. And this guy did data science program, and he moved into data science field. So it is a natural evolution for you. Which programming language do you need to, for example, I have knowledge of Java, Python, and .NET. Felix, Python is one of the best languages for doing machine learning. You can do machine learning in Java as well, but most of the libraries like TensorFlow, they support Python, Spark support Python. So the Python is one of the best choice, and I gave you the analysis. The Python is one of the top skill set which is required for data science, AI, and machine learning. What are the prerequisites for commerce graduate to learn machine learning, irrespective of whether you come from commerce or mechanical or electrical? All of you need to really know the foundation of data science, which is actually mathematics, linear algebra, statistics. You need to know some language which is like a Python. You need to know machine learning. You need to know visualization tools. So these are some prerequisite to really before you get into data science field. Plus, you must have done couple of projects, right? Which is very critical. Dr. Kulkarni has also shared his experience that yes, 90% of our students, those who join AGS, they have already done some or other course online on Coursera, Udemy, edX, or maybe they have done also short-term programs. Now, let me tell you also the downside and upside. Upside is they are free upside is you can redo the program as you want, as and when you want, right? Now the downside is these 90% students, those who have already done the online courses, and when they come and join, so Dr. Gangopadhyay, who's our dean, Dr. Kulkarni, our director, you met, and generally me, we interview these candidates and we ask them questions. If you've already done, why you want to join this program? And there's a lot of free material out there. One of the most important answer we got, a couple of things which I would like to really point out, 2 or 3 things. One most important thing, they say that maintaining a discipline is extremely difficult. The dropout rate on Coursera is roughly around 98% to 99%, despite of the fact they are free. Second, there is an information overflow syndrome. You have so much, you actually don't understand from where to start and where to finish. Every day, new technology and new tools are coming. And please let me tell you, data science and data science is not about learning only tools. If you must have done machine learning, but if you don't understand what is linear regression, what is linear equation, if you don't understand matrices, vectors, you are actually useless machine learning guy, right? And you have no role to work in really data science. Pardon my this extreme harsh language, but that's the reality. You need to really understand every algorithm, machine learning algorithm is essentially mathematics wrapped into say code of Python or a Java. So you need to really understand that, right? So so one important thing is this is kind of structured program brings in discipline. Second, Dr. Kulkarni also told you that you need some mentor, you need some guru who will hold your hand to really cut the clutter, right? So they bring the discipline, they help you to navigate this jungle of information overflow syndrome, because the only precious thing in you have in your hand is basically time and your positive emotion. As an entrepreneur, I will tell you, uh, everybody is entrepreneur. You have only 2 things in your hand: your time and positive emotion. If you don't get results, right, your positive emotion will start becoming negative. So and your time also you're losing. So you have to judiciously combine this time and your positive emotion. With time, you should be able to really get the result. You should be able to really see, build products, do some analysis. And that's where it really comes very handy. And as Ritin has also told you that our full-time program, on-campus program is pretty costly. It's almost 6.5 lakh rupees plus additional on-campus staying and all those other costs you almost 1.5 lakh to 2 lakh. That costs you almost 8.5 to 9 lakh rupees. But in this online program, which we have rolled out, this is the most affordable full-time online programs anybody can really offer. This program, we have brought it down to only 2 lakh rupees so that everybody sitting at their home comfort can really attend, maintaining the discipline, and likewise in online program, weekend programs as well.
So there are certain questions coming up. So from the mechanical graduates end, there are two questions I would like to highlight. So one, he has got 1 year of experience in mechanical automobile segment. So he is.
So I this candidate is Mohammed. I am a great candidate of 1 year experience in automobile, and how does data science help in automobile field? I have a knowledge of math, but I am not on IT. Okay to take data science. Fantastic question, Mohammed. Now, if you see like a 20-year-old car, the car which 20-year-old is in the market, and today's car, you will find the major stark difference in dashboard. Dashboards has become much and more sophisticated, much more smart dashboards. So that's the one area, right? The second area is like you must have heard about the concept of connected cars, right? So connected cars are using this notion. So Vodafone launched this connected car for it like almost 4 years back. They won an award in our data science congress as well, data AGBA award. And so sitting at your home, you can really see who's driving, at what speed is driving, where the car is going, all those kind of stuff, which is very simple application. Let's say, so Tesla, will you call Tesla as a car manufacturing company or AI company? I would call it AI company because everybody else makes the car. So Tesla, Elon Musk has came up with a notion that yes, a driver will not drive a car. Human will not drive a car. It's a machine which will drive the car. This is such a reformatory. This is such a fantastic notion which has come up in somebody's mind. People term him as a madman as well, but he made it reality. And there are tons of companies which is working in that direction. So AI and data science is used in multiple areas, but very simple use case, which is an old use case. Which kind of car people will buy? what market I need to really offer. If I sold say 1 million, if I sold 100,000 cars in this quarter, next quarter, how many cars I will be offering? Which market, which geographies I will should be offering car? Which segment I need to really offer a car, whether it is in price range of say 1.5 lakh to 2 lakh, or 2.5 lakh, or 3.5 lakh to really 5.5 lakh. Which segment I need to really launch my car? Which geographies I need to really launch my car? What all features I need to really have? This is traditional analytics. Automobile companies are using data science and AI to really design and modify their engines, right? They put tons of sensors to really do this analysis, right? So it is heavily used in this area. You need not to really know about IT, because data science is not about IT. Again and again, I am telling. It is about analyzing the data and giving the direction to the stakeholders, which could be marketing guys, which could be design engineers, which could be HR guys, which could be operations guys, right? And Python is very simple. You can really learn machine learning pretty easily. So don't worry about that. You have huge domain experience. We had one gentleman who used to work for the Ford. He did this program full time, and now he joined Ford back in Chennai. Mercedes-Benz data science head is our student, right? So Ford and Mercedes, they have R&D center in Bangalore, and a lot of our students, they are working in Mercedes and Ford right here in India. Ford has hired a lot of AI engineers. They have built world's one of the largest AI R&D centers based out of the US. So every automobile company is trying to really transform into as a AI company. Manikant Kumar, I am mechanical graduate. Can I enroll for these programs? Of course, Manikant, nobody can really stop you. And I have seen mechanical engineers, they really outperform engineers from other fields.
So there are questions participants are asking, if they join the full-time online program, how much time the classes will be there? So typically, I would like to mention, Raj.
Every day, roughly around minimum 3 hours to 5 hours classes will be there, just the way you attend in the full-time program. And you'll have one class. After that one class, you'll have a lab session, right? You will be given a lot of assignments, which you need to really submit this assignment, show it at the next class. So this is how it works. Our mentors, our faculty members will deliver the class. After that, they will take the live lab sessions. They will hold your hand. They will take over your screen, and they will see where you are making the error, right? So this is how it works. It's a very interactive session, right? And you will be given a mobile app, a learning app. All the sessions will be recorded, so you can watch these recorded sessions n number of times. Every week, Saturday and Sunday, you will also be interacting with industry leaders coming from Flipkart, Walmart, Google, IBM. And since this is in partnership with IBM, a lot of courses will also be taught by IBM subject matter experts, data scientists, and AI experts. And since this is an online program, you'll also have faculty from overseas, those who will be teaching this program. Fahad has asked this question: does cybersecurity covers ML in curriculum, and what level? We go deeper into the ML, Fahad, so that you should be able to really apply ML in cyber situation. Nawaz, I completed BTech in IT, but work experience at 8 years is not in programming field, mostly network and operations. Will those courses suit to you? Yes, certainly. Sahnabaj, I had one student, Mohit Vashne. Mohit Vashne is currently working in Vodafone as a big data engineer in Germany. And this guy worked in telecom as a BTS engineer. He also did the telecom management from Aegis only. And this guy, he also did a learn machine learning and big data. Now he's working in Vodafone in Germany. So it doesn't matter whether you come from a programming background or not, since you come from the network and operations, and data science is heavily used in operations and networking field. So two of my classmates in US, they launched a company called Tetranix, and they apply unsupervised learning, and the company is taken over by Cisco. and they offer the data center analytics worldwide to all major operators, right? And they are primarily into network operations analytics.
So I believe we have answered most of the questions, sir.
Supratik Viswas, I have already enrolled for PG Data Science starting of this. I was wondering if these could be some prerequisite I could start with. Supratik, I think if I have taken your interview, I must have told you that start going through on Khan's Academy, right? Start brushing up some concepts on Python, and you're good to go, right? So glad that you could really join this meetup, work on these things, and then you're good to go. Manikant, I am lecturer in Diploma Engineering College, so I have a teaching experience. This experience will count for ML or not? Manikant, we have so in the last to last batch we had Professor Amit Jain, came from Bhopal. He had almost 10 years experience as a professor in engineering college, and now he has become a data scientist in a company and working in Pune. All right. So doesn't matter from which background you come from. One of our faculty member was hired by HP Research Center. One of our faculty member, Professor Minta, now she's working for cancer research in Seattle, right? And 6 months back, she had offered from Facebook. She declined that. We're proud of that, that she's devoting her life on cancer prediction and treatment, right? So it doesn't matter. So this AI and data science revolution is started by not industry guys. This revolution is started by university professors, right? AI head of data science, Google is one of the professors, leading professor, Jeffrey Hinton. He's a professor in University of Toronto. He doesn't operate from Google office. He operates from university office, right? So all these major research in AI was done at university level, not in companies. Now companies have started adopting it. So all these breakthrough technology research was done in universities. Hope I am able to answer. Okay. Thank you so much for everyone, and wish you good luck for your future endeavors. And I am really excited that you asked so many questions, and still we have almost 173 people. uh,
If you would have any question, Nimit, could you please provide them the details of ours, so that if anybody would have any question, they want to know further about the placements opportunities, hiring opportunities, or anything, we can help them. So please provide them our details. So
Surely, sir. I've shared the details. Uh, thank you so much, Bhupesh sir, Kulkarni sir, and Ritin sir for your insights and answering the questions to the candidates. And I believe that everybody here has cleared their doubt, like how to pursue and how to go into this field. Whether what are the job opportunities? Either you are coming from a different background, doesn't matter. You just need a dedication and a zeal towards it. Thank you so much, sir. And now I request Dr. Viralakshmi to deliver a word of thanks.
Thank you, Nimit sir. Yeah, myself, Dr. Varalakshmi from JNTUA School of Management Studies. So now it's my pleasure to propose vote of thanks for this wonderful session, and which is Data Science Meetup 2020, which is hosted by JNTUA and organized by AG School of Data Science. First, I would like to thank Honorable Vice Chancellor of JNTUA for providing this opportunity to deliver the knowledge regarding data analytics and artificial intelligence, machine learning, and all. And I would like to thank VC sir for giving some introduction related to data analytics and its importance in present scenario to get job. And next, I would like to thank AG School of Data Science, few members. So Mr. Bhupesh Daheria, who provided very valuable insights related to the machine learning, artificial intelligence, and what we have to do in this COVID-19 pandemic, and what is necessary to do a good job after your graduation, post-graduation, or PGDM courses. And next, I would like to thank Dr. Vinay Kulkarni, who is director at AG School of Data Science, for his valuable insights related to job recommender system, Hadoop system, and data flow control using the Hadoop and R programming, big data like this. And he is also delivered his lectures related to the availability of data, importance of the prior knowledge of the content, and data making, how it makes difference in the present scenario. And next, I would like to thank Mr. Ritin Joshi for giving details and admission process for full-time and both part-time, and clarifying the doubts of the participants and their and enlightening the knowledge of the participants in this area. Particularly, I would like to thank these three members who made this session and this webinar very successful. And next, I would like to thank Nimit Malhotra and B. Rajendra for supporting the webinar and making their efforts towards this science meetup very successful one. And next, I would like to thank our director, Professor MLS Devkumar Garu, for organizing such a wonderful webinar, which is very important for the students to make their career very brightful one in this area. And I would also like to thank the organizing members of AG School of Data Science and the JNTUA faculty members who are all supported in this event for making it a grand success. And last but not least, I would like to thank all the participants from various areas and various countries also who made this webinar a very successful one. So thank you one and all for making this Data Science Meetup 2020 a very successful one. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Varalakshmi, Professor Jakir, Professor Deva, and finally Professor Srinivasa. Thank you so much for hosting this data science meetup, and I believe that all the participants and faculty members must have gained something from this. And I propose that we take this relationship to the next level, as I also express my commitment to Vice Chancellor that we are committed and we are also helping universities and academic institutions across the world for setting up the Center of Excellence in Data Science and AI. We will also be extending our hand to really offer internship to some of your students, take some PhDs on our goal, help them to research, also set up the Center for Data Science AI for Social Good at your university, and maybe also offer the joint programs online or on campus. Looking forward to have a deeper level of engagement with your university, JNTU. And thank you so much, and wish good luck to all the participants. And I thank to all the participants as well. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the nice sessions today. Thank you.